Is knowledge really power? Welcome to McBain Moments. So, I've been reading Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich Again. It's probably been about 15 years since I last read it. And as I usually do, I'm doing the audiobook because I like to listen to these things while I am walking. That's the one form of daily exercise I have is I always walk about a mile on my lunch break as long as there's nothing pressing going on. And so in re-listening to the book, and I actually downloaded the ebook as well so I can go back and review a couple things, because sometimes when you're listening to a book, something will fly by you and it's not always the easiest to find that exact moment that it was said. So as I'm re-listening, rereading this audiobook, something that Napoleon Hill said in the book really struck me. And it's long been an adage that knowledge is power, right? So we believe that knowledge is power. We understand that with knowledge can come just about anything. If you know the right things, you can hold sway over a person, over a company, over a nation. That's what the whole industry of intelligence is. And I call it an industry because even though intelligence is usually handled by government, there is a large corporate set of intelligence networks that we call market research. It's all it is, corporate intelligence. You don't need to do espionage to do that. It just takes time and effort and energy to do the proper research to find out what's going on. And that's what market research is all about. It's just corporate intelligence. And so that knowledge becomes power because you can use that to alter everything, alter markets, alter your game plan, make it so you're more successful, make it so your competition fails, or if not fails, does not do as well as you do. Because really, let's think about the morality of just going out and blatantly targeting competition, unless you are in the business of operational art, military involvement. But if the market, if you come up with a better product and the market decides that your product's better, then that's just the nature of the beast. That's not you targeting a specific competitor. That's a competitor not keeping up. But what he said was knowledge itself is not power. And I'm paraphrasing here because I don't remember the exact quote. Knowledge is only power when organized into plans of action. I'm going to repeat that. Knowledge is power only when organized into plans of action. Which means it doesn't matter what you know if you're not going to do anything with it. You have to come up with some sort of a plan to use that knowledge in a way that it benefits you or the group you are operating for or with. Whether that group is a military force or your government or your company or the business you've started, your employees, your employer, doesn't matter. You have to take the knowledge and come up with some form of action that you can take to utilize that knowledge in a way that's advantageous for you. Without that plan of action, the knowledge is just amorphous and useless. You can't use raw knowledge for anything if you're not going to do anything with it. I honestly think that's why a lot of people who read personal development books don't get anywhere with it. Because they read it all and they've got all this knowledge on personal development, but they never actually do anything. When I was in college, I went through a lot of majors. I was aviation flight operations. I have a pilot's license that I never use for various reasons. None of which have to do with the fear of flying, and a lot of which have to do with the fact that flying is flipping expensive. I did a semester in computer sciences, the one major I really wish I hadn't dropped. I had dual majored in aviation and in computer sciences, and as the crash happened a couple of years later, I wish I had chosen computer sciences and not aviation. I've done business management, marketing, all of these. And throughout it, I got this series of books here. They're by Jeffrey Gitomer. They're an excellent series on sales. I am not sponsored by Jeffrey Gitomer. And I read them, but I never did anything with it. And so all of the knowledge that I gained reading these, I've got 6 books here, and I've got his sales Bible, which is over there on my headboard. All of the knowledge I gained reading these books did me zero good because I didn't take action. And so it doesn't matter what you learn if you're not willing to take action to come up with some sort of a result. So how do you come up with these plans of action to best utilize the knowledge you gain? Well, that's a good question. It depends on what you're doing. But I would encourage you, if you are learning for the sake of learning, that's one thing. There's nothing wrong with being an academic. You know, you may never be rich, which if that's not your goal, fair enough. But if you are looking to actually accomplish something, and you acquire all the knowledge to accomplish it, don't expect the knowledge to work on its own. You have to take that knowledge, throw it into the, here's another foundry metaphor, foundry forge, you know me, swords. Throw all of that knowledge into the foundry and let it melt down to its core essence. Distill it to what it has to be. And then write a plan of action down and then stick to it. And if something goes wrong, alter it only insofar as you have to in order to accomplish your goal. And it doesn't matter what your goal is, whether you're looking to build a business or start a YouTube channel or become an author or become a better salesperson at work or just have better production results in the factory you're working. None of that matters. What matters is that you gained the knowledge and you took action. Because that's what's going to get noticed. That's going to get you promotions. That's going to get you more commissions. That's going to get you further in whatever goal you have in life. You know, you can become an expert swordsman as long as you plan to do the practice and you take the action. That's all I got, at least for today. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. I really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me on this new endeavor. This has been a McBain moment.